Alright guys, we're here for another episode of Movie Talk, which doesn't happen too often, but when it does, it's special because I came down from the gods to bless you with my movie knowledge. Today, our computers are making noise, and we're talking Spider-Man MFing Homecoming up in this piece with my boy BARGO.
Yo, yo.
Who also saw this movie at the same time. Coincidence?
Synchronized.
Synchronized movie watching.
Seen it. Been there, done that.
So, we've seen some good Spider-Mans, some really bad Spider-Mans, and then Spider-Man Homecoming. What do you think?
I enjoyed it. I mean, up there in the tops. But it was good.
Like, what's up in the tops?
Well, like the tops of the Spider-Mans.
Like, tell me what's up there.
Well,
Drop a little knowledge.
I liked Amazing Spider-Man 1.
He did?
I like Spider-Man 2.
Tell him, Steve Dave.
And that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it. Spider-Man 1 was good. Spider-Man 2 is the best.
Tobey Maguire's?
Tobey Maguire, that's Spider-Man.
I don't know if that's Spidey.
That's Spider-Man. Like, when I see Spider-Man, I don't see, actually, you know what? I think Andrew Garfield is the best Spider-Man.
Is that the Amazing Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
But, I don't know, Tom Holland was good. Do you like him as Spider-Man?
Yeah, I thought he was good.
I thought he was good. I'm gonna be
a
honest.
little too squeaky, but he was good.
No, but he nailed the teenager. Like, I feel like the first Spider-Man movies, you got Peter, like, right at the end of his high school, and then it was just over. You never heard about that shit ever again. And then the second one was, he was in high school, him and Emma Stone, as, like, the 35-year-olds that are still in high school. Like, that didn't work for me at all. Everyone felt like high school in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, even, like, the mistakes and stuff he made, like, his character in the suit, out of the suit, was pretty teenager.
I don't know. That was decent. I liked his friend.
Yeah, he was funny.
I thought that kid was pretty funny. I really liked that girl. That girl was awesome. The one, we won't spoiler it, but that girl, what was her name? Michelle? That's like in the detention, but she's not supposed to be there.
Oh, yeah, she was good. She was
like,
really
everything,
good.
single part she was in was funny.
Yeah.
But, like, a lot of the jokes in this movie just missed for me. Especially the first half.
I don't know. I guess the first half kind of like it's like the other ones that we've been watching. Like it's kind of like a build up, like a storyline.
I appreciate that there was no origin story, but you were opposite because you love origin stories.
It wasn't like an origin story, but the story of the movie built up for so long.
The beginning opening sequence with the showing what happened in Civil War with like him filming it on his phone, well, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
I don't know. The movie started off good. And then for me, it got into a really slow place, like 15 minutes in. And it stayed there for like the first hour. It was bad. Like, the movie wasn't bad, but it was like in a bad spot where I wasn't interested at all. I didn't care what was happening.
I don't really like the scenes where it was like kind of boring, like him as Spider-Man. Like when
it kind of got repetitive. It was, yeah, it was like
lady bought him a churro.
The action is really fast, and it's not that it's choppy, but it's like fast, and I felt like I wasn't part of it, and it's hard to focus on what's going on. He's moving around so fast, and there's so much computer graphics and like flashing lights, and like it's hard to focus. Like, especially in the final fight scene, I found it really hard to focus on what was happening when they're on the plane.
I don't know, maybe it was your 3D glasses. I thought it was okay. I mean, I don't really like enjoy watching movies in 3D.
I don't, and this movie wasn't that good of a 3D movie.
It wasn't worth being 3D.
No, it was really choppy. Like, the backgrounds looked really bad. Like, Guardians was the primo of primos for 3D. And then Wonder Woman was really good too because they didn't really give you too much 3D. It was just kind of there. But
it streamed well.
Like, yeah, the filming was really nice. Like, this movie was just like, it was too much. Like, my brain didn't want it. But then, I don't know. So you got it to the first hour and like I started getting more into it. Then they kind of lost me again. I don't know. This movie's really like slow and buildy. It gets to a point. There's a part like coming to the final climax. He's in a car with a guy. Like, obviously I'm gonna tell it. You know what I'm talking about.
And that drop spoilers.
I don't know.
What's the feeling here?
The feeling is, okay, if you're listening to this, you don't want spoilers. Stop listening right now because spoilers are about to happen.
I didn't want to say anything earlier because I wanted to make sure that's what's going on.
So, but now they know. So you can come back, skip ahead, and we'll let you know when to come back. So, anyways, when they're in the car
driving to prom
to the homecoming, that's why it's called Spider-Man Homecoming.
Oh, okay.
Which homecoming is like an American thing? Do we do homecoming in Canada?
Prom.
I don't think so. No, prom is different. Homecoming's like it's just a dance. It's like a dance they have every year. See that? We don't have that.
Welcome to the dance hall.
Yeah, who's coming home? I don't get it. Like, who went away? Okay, we're getting too far off topic.
Yeah, no, it's like a side note.
When they get in that friggin' car, I swear to you, the tension built up so... When he opened the door and they looked at each other, I was like, oh my god. Like, the movie took a sudden turn from me being like, I don't really like what's going on. It's so predictable, to like, holy, you just punched me in the face with that. Like...
Okay, honest, like, what do you mean, like, when after the gym scene?
No, when he...
Oh, you mean when they're in the car?
When he got to the house, when the mom when his aunt dropped him off, and he opened the door, that blew my mind. Like, I was not ready for that.
I was not ready for that.
It was like, oh my gosh.
Okay, he ruined it for himself, because he was so, like, awkwardly looking at him and making it obvious. Like, he should have just played it off. Like, you got your spidey senses, you know, you can see everything he's doing already.
That was my biggest fault of the whole Spider-Man movie, where Amazing Spider-Man did it a lot, and regular Spider-Man wasn't as bad at it, but he's so awkward. Like, why are you so awkward? Yeah, it's so, and everything he does is so obvious. Like, hey, you're Spider-Man. I'm not. Like, okay, now we know you're Spider-Man. Like,
no, like when they're in their house, and when we were watching it was making me frustrated.
Like, why aren't you answering his questions? He's just like staring. The guy's asking him questions, he's just staring.
And he's like
at him.
Sweating. He's not smiling. Like, he's not distracted at all. He's literally.
They're taking pictures, and he just keeps looking at him. Like, why do you need to make eye contact with the guy at all time? But that was good. The tension built up so much when, like, oh my god,
it was good, but it was too much to the point where, like, he baited himself out. The guy knew right away. Like, in the car, he knew his voice, everything he knew. What's his name?
Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Batman.
Yeah.
That was like
Batman,
the Vulture.
Hawkman, the Vulture.
But I don't know. That's where the movie picked up for me, and it never let me go from that point. I was on board as soon as that happened. I was like, I'm in. It's over. Let's do this. But yeah, I don't know. There was like Aunt May's pretty good. She's not in it enough, I think. She could have more of a bigger part. The guy who played Spider-Man was awesome. The guy who played Vulture was awesome.
You're in for a treat anyways, because at the ending, what happens?
Yeah. The guy who played Shocker, I guess, like, I thought the white guy was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, I thought he was really good, but then when the black guy took over...
Isn't that Shane from The Walking Dead?
That could be. I don't know. I don't watch that garbage. When it came back to the other guy, I was like, you know what? I'm on board with this one too. That was good. Then they introduce you to what's supposed to be the Scorpion. I guess he just has a tattoo on his neck. I don't know. Some of the kid actors were good. Some of them were like too much. That one, like, the African kid that has like the accent and he's always ringing the bell.
Yeah,
that kid was pretty funny. Yeah. Everything he did was pretty funny.
Yeah, he wasn't in it a lot, but yeah.
No, but he's only in a couple of scenes. Funny. I don't know. The guy who Iron Man's helper guy was pretty decent. Yeah, Happy. But like, I felt like Tony Stark interfered with this movie. Like, every time he was there, I didn't enjoy it. I was like, just go away. Like, you're such a loser.
Yeah, like, there were so many scenes of that and not enough scenes of Spider-Man being Spider-Man. Like, his scenes as Spider-Man, besides fighting the Falcon, he did nothing.
Vulture,
whatever. Falcon, Vulture, it's different.
They're birds.
Yeah.
They smell.
Like, what like, he didn't do anything. It showed him, like, in New York City, the biggest thing he tried to do was stop those guys at the beginning.
Yeah, I got a little...
He helped a lady with directions, and she bought him a churro.
I know what you mean. It got a little, like, stupid.
Like, it was cheesy. Like, that was cheesy.
A lot of the movie was cheese. Like, I can see what there was to like about this movie in... It was getting the teenage Spider-Man. If you read Spider-Man, that's what you get. And I'm not a big Spider-Man person. I mean, obviously I read comic books. I own comic books. I own all the movies. There's ones I liked. There's ones I didn't like. I watched the shows. But, like, Spider-Man is not my thing.
I enjoyed the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, I just like comic books in movies in general. Like, I'm basically down to watch any of them. But Spider-Man's just not my thing. And it was typical, like, it was a teenage movie. Like, this movie, I wouldn't say this is for kids, but you could tell that this movie just feels like it was meant for, like, the 15 to, like, 24 demographic. Because, like, for me, it was kind of like, not that I was
like,
out of
the
place.
jokes in the movie, like, they were funny, but I mean, like, I'm not going to sit there laughing about it like everyone else
No,
was.
but, like, Guardians was, like, laugh out loud, like, the whole movie. And this movie was, like, the first half, all it did was try so hard to make me laugh, and I was like, no, that's not funny.
Like, you might enjoy this. Other people enjoyed it. They found it funny. Myself, personally, those scenes I didn't find funny. It was the little things that I enjoyed, that I liked, that I laughed.
Most of the movie, I distinctly remember the theater being like one person, ah, no one else was laughing.
No,
I like
there
so
was
many.
Scenes where there was, quite
there was,
laughing,
but there was a lot of jokes where one person laughed, and
those
like
3 jagaloons behind us were laughing all the time.
But like, I don't know, it wasn't like intensely funny. Like, it felt forced a little bit. This is definitely not my favorite Spider-Man movie. It's nowhere near the worst. It's like somewhere in the middle. It's better than, for me, it was better than Amazing Spider-Man. It was probably better than Spider-Man Part 1. It's not better than 2.
Give me a rundown. 1, 2, 3. What were they?
Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2.
I know what happened in Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 1 is the Hobgoblin, or the Green Goblin.
Okay,
Spider-Man 2 is Octopus.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 3 is Hobgoblin, or Green Goblin, Venom, and Sandman.
Okay.
And then the Amazing Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man Pooh.
Yeah.
I mean, 2.
Yeah, it was Pooh. Your boy Jamie.
Yeah, I don't know. So, like, I don't know. It was probably the second best one, because it was not better than Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 was the best Spider-Man. Tom Holland was good. I'll accept it. I like where this movie's going. I enjoy it. I'm ready for the next one. I'm ready to see where he goes, to see more villains. But, like, I don't know. I felt like a big disconnect in this movie.
How'd you feel about the Tony Stark part, the last scene with him?
That suit was awesome. They're going to show you a suit in this movie. It's amazing. Like, it looks so cool.
He should have said yes, man.
No, that was the right choice. He needs to be. He didn't want to leave all his friends and stuff. Like, you see, he was all the way across.
What friends? There's a guy in the chair.
Yeah, the guy in the chair. That's his boy. When
There's another guy that calls him Penis Parker.
Yeah, that guy's a guy that crashed his car and stuff.
And payback.
But I don't know. I just, overall, it's a good movie. I'm not gonna say it was bad. It was definitely good. It definitely kept me on the hype train of comic book movies that have all been good this year. But it was nowhere near the class of Logan or Wonder Woman. Like, not even close. Like, you're not even touching that bubble that they're in right now. I would say this is more around, like, the Guardians 2, where it was still a really good comic book movie. I had a good time watching it. I enjoyed the movie, but it was a little bit of a disappointment. Like, everyone's hyping this movie up like it's so amazing. Like, it wasn't that amazing. It wasn't the Amazing Spider-Man, but it was the good Spider-Man.
So a lot of Amazing Spider-Man series is done?
It's all over. Everything's restarted.
That's a shame.
So, give me a 1 to 10.
Oh, yikes. I'm going to give it a 6.9.
That low. You're feeling that?
From this year, I would, like, since we've been doing this is not the best one.
Oh, this is
and
definitely,
the other ones,
yeah.
I've given them like 8s.
And you know what?
7s.
As a whole movie, this might be a little bit, because like the graphics and shit were awesome.
I'm between 6.8 and 7.5. That's where I sit right now.
This movie is better as a whole than Guardians, but my enjoyment of being at the movies was nowhere near that. Like, Guardians didn't even give me that great of a story or anything, but the whole time I was there, I was like, I'm so happy I'm at the movies. Like, Spider-Man, I was like, oh, should I go to bed now? I was like, I don't know what to do.
I like Spider-Man movies, and I like reading the Spider-Man comics.
Yeah, I will say, if you have to, like, if you're a fan, check this out. If you're a comic book fan, like, I'm glad I checked it out, but it was definitely not the hypest movie.
It's always worth a watch.
Yeah, it's like definitely worth the watch. I'm gonna buy it, obviously. I would say I wanted to give it like a 7.6 and put it in the spot with like a Deadpool. Where would I put there? Deadpool, Doctor Strange, and Guardians is like 7.6 for me, but I'm gonna give this like a 7.5, 7.6.
Like, I think Doctor Strange is better than this.
Yeah. Okay, so based on just the way he looked at me right now, I'm gonna give it a 7.5. So it's a little bit Like, it's still in the same realm as that, but it's just a tad missing something. But it's a good building point. I understand where they're going with this. And I'd rather that...
Like, I enjoyed it. It's not that I didn't enjoy it. It's just, like, compared to what's been released already this year, it's not, like, you know...
I'd rather that the first movie not be the best one, so that way you build on it. You don't want to have, like, Guardians, where the first movie was so good, and then the second one is like, oh, now I don't feel... But it was good.
It was good.
It's just, you don't feel good because the first one you saw was, like, the best movie of the year when it came out. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening to this. Let us know what you think. Don't forget, skip over the spoilers. Like this, comment on this, subscribe,
and share.
Share it everywhere. Tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your uncle in Japan. I don't know. Do whatever you gotta do.
Hey, what's up guys? We here at Roblox Games put a lot of time and effort into our content, and it would be very much appreciated if you could drop a like on this video, and if you enjoy this video, please subscribe to our channel for more content.